picking up right where we left off. Hollywood Animal, welcome back. As Give Me a Shoulder has just finished pre-production. We've already spent 69 grand on this film, and the quality is going to drop because we just don't have people that really equal that rating yet. But we're still 5.0 on the popcorn. So hopefully during the production, maybe Charlie's brilliant acting will bring it back up for us. Who knows? The actors are actually the only thing that's bringing it up. Everybody else is tanking it down. Let's go ahead and have it start production. Now, Give Me a Shoulder. Here's our production schedule. We're going to do 5 days a week, 12 hours a day, and we have no services offered yet. We don't have the ability to really offer services here anyway. So having a services building is going to be expensive. We don't need it just yet. We don't have any line producers and stuff. We don't have access to second units yet, so we can't speed up production that way. But what we can do is add security personnel if we want to. And you're going to want to do this. It doesn't have to happen on every film, but I'm telling you, it'll be the film that you don't add it on. That'll be the one that you need it on. Add a security guard if you can afford it. It'll help. Okay. And I'm always going to check to see, for hiring security guards, if there's anyone that's super cheap. Really cheap people are rare. So if you find somebody that's like $50, take it. Seriously, hire them forever if they're going to be that cheap. Okay. So the next thing we're waiting on now is our casting office so that we can get some more people in for our next film. Lydia Globe, she says, I can feel my vocal cords strengthening. My timbre is developing. I'm honing my diction. Soon I'll be a star of the stage as well as the screen. But professional growth takes time. Could you give me another 2 months to complete my training course? I promise when I'm back on set, my skills will blow you away. Okay, so she's a 2.0 now. She's gotten better, right? But she's still just as unhappy. Take 2 more months. It's fine. Okay, so the next thing we want to probably take a look at really quick just to see, because we do have 2 writers kind of sitting here doing nothing. Let's take a look at the ideas. And we have a comedy here, which is decent for our comedy writer. Let's get him working on that. And we have an action movie. It's not really great for our adventure person necessarily. We could also try having him write a different script, or we could also go in and hire another writer that's maybe better at these things, like the romance writer that we saw earlier, which looks like they are taken now. No, he is, but 1,300 every 30 days is a lot, especially for a 1.5 writer. No thanks. This guy's $100. We could have you working on some scripts, I suppose. It wouldn't be great scripts, but every once in a while you'll find a gem. $600. Yeah, I like it. We'll hire this guy. He's $100, and you see how some of these guys, you got strikes through their stars. This means they've now reached the limit of their development. That's their potential. Unfortunately, they're just destined to be bad writers. That's just the way it's going, man. Man, I would have loved to have had a different one of these. Like, these writers here are awesome, right? And then we have the ability to hire producers and stuff now. This guy, Oliver Kunev, is available. Holy cow. He's a 9.7 and he's only 144. I'm hiring him. Okay, this is how the hiring process works. I don't know what determines how much money these guys want, but every once in a while you find a gem where they're like extremely professional, but they just don't want a whole lot of money. And this guy is one of those. So with producers, this is with anyone really. You have 2 different types of contracts. You can hire them for time, in this case by year, or you can hire them for specific movies. For producers, I like to hire them by time after 1932, okay? In this case, this guy's so damn cheap, I'm going to hire him for time anyway. But in general, I like to hire people by movie in the beginning because they may be lingering a while. You don't have a lot of your facilities set up. You don't have a whole lot of things going on necessarily. So time is going to go by with very few movies initially. But as you start getting things rolling through the years, you get more sound stages, you get better people, you start rolling in money a little bit more. You can start expanding your operation. And at that point, it becomes more advantageous for you to get them by time if they're really cheap. For producers, it's great by time because eventually you'll be able to assign 2 movies for a producer. Or in other words, a producer can work on multiple projects. At that point, it becomes very likely that you're going to get your money's worth on hiring them by time. For actors, cinematographers, directors, People who can only work on one thing at a time anyway, I hire them by the movie most of the time, unless they're incredibly cheap. And then it's like, okay, fine, we'll do it. So anyway, 3 years, I have to put my offer in. Now, at the moment, I don't have anything else to offer you, but sometimes there's extra things you can offer them. You can offer them a car or a watch or some cigars or some health insurance or something, right? But in this case, all I have is money. So I'm going to pay $32,000, and this guy is exclusive to me for 3 years. 9.7 professionalism. That is going to improve every movie we produce. See, I thought he would be this expensive. This is 8.5. Donald Black. He's incredibly expensive. That's insane. But the other guy I just got was so cheap. And honestly, this guy's even pretty cheap too. He's a xenophobe. He won't be a problem for the first year. But I think just the one really good producer. Honestly, this guy's pretty cheap too. A lot of these guys are. You know, 3.1's not bad. We could get him going. I'm going to get him. Because a lot of our scripts are going to be within this range of quality anyway. So there's no reason to put a 9.7 on a 2.0 script, right? So you're going to have a lot of that stuff. I think he's cheap enough to where I can afford him for a little while too. So, although, to be fair, if you're going to pay this much, why do it to a 3.1 when you can have a cheaper one, right? So like if I go just a little bit more, I can have a 3.6. And if I go just... Honestly, that's worth it. The bump is worth it. I'm sorry. These guys are just cheap. I don't know why they're so cheap right now, but they are. So yeah, he's 50 years old and he's just cheap compared to what I figured he would be. So I'm going to pay the little extra. I realize that's a substantial amount of extra compared to 22K, but you get an 8.8 instead of a 3.1. So I'm going to take that. All right. We have 2 kick-ass producers. I'm done hiring producers right now. However, no screenwriters. Okay, security is... I don't have anybody cheap. No composers. No great editors. None of that. Okay. So, when this building is done, then we'll be able to take a look at the marketplace of other talent. Okay? Casting office complete. So now we want to take a look at that. So, if we go in here and we take a look at this, we now have access to actors, directors, cinematographers. And there's a lot of things to look at here. In addition to their roles that they've done recently, and or the genres they've performed in recently, and the roles they've performed in recently, actors, directors, I don't think cinematographers, no, just directors, yeah. So actors and directors have what's called an established role. And a lot of them are going to be blank. Most of them are going to be blank, but some of these guys have an established role. This guy, for example, is established... or woman, sorry, yes. This one's established as a hopeless romantic. When she plays this role, everyone loves her in this role. And it doesn't matter how many times she plays it, she's established as this type of person and they love watching her. Okay? Then we have her also drama as well. So no matter how many times we put her in a drama, they're never going to get tired of her being in a drama. Joan's got a mentor, a femme fatale. We have comedy and adventure for her. Okay? Vivian Hill. 9.5, not that expensive. That's crazy. 9.5 and not that expensive. Mentor, angry boss, daring adventurer. She's been an adventurer. Comedy, detective, action. Not bad. Not bad. Now, you'll also notice they have other icons next to their name too. And the game will explain this later, but I'm going to do it now. They have these other icons too. So this is essentially marking them as having a higher fame. They're famous. They're famous with the common general audience, right? In this case, he's a rising star. They could be rising star, superstar, legend, okay? And then you can also be famous with the artistic crowd, the sophisticated viewers, right? Master of outstanding skill. This one's a true artist. Promising talent, commanding presence, true artist icon, right? And so that also plays a role in how much you have to pay them, because when they get that tag, they also automatically cost more. I mean, they're gonna bring your movie up too. So there's a lot of different talents out there for this. Okay, so what we want to do for this, this one is still, a week before Christmas, is still in the planning phase. So let's get our cinematographer for this role, right? This is a 2.1 and a 2.5. I honestly just let this guy do it. It's fine. Soundstage A2 is good. Let's go ahead and get soundstage for this whole thing. Okay, there we go. And filming technology, same thing. I think I'm not going to spend extra for this because it's such a cheap movie. For the producer, we might as well let Roy Spencer flex his wings here since, you know, it's a 2.9 and this is a lower level script, right? Same thing with Matthews. He can do this. Sarah Freed, I don't like you. You cause problems. And every time I use you, you cause problems. I'm probably just going to let you go. I'm sorry. That's just previous gameplay experience. You're always causing problems every time I try to use you. So no thanks. We're going to take... let's use... Darlene Foster is right in line with the skill, but she doesn't take much more. Ella could be used. Elizabeth Wells is... It's not that much different either, so we're up to 4.9. So let's try this. So we're going to try you. You are what? What's this trait? You an alcoholic? Is that what that is? Racist. This is okay. Everybody's white in our movie right now. We're going to hire you by movie. And you can see it gets cheaper that way, right? Because for a time contract type, the fact that we're making her exclusive to us, she can't do any more films for a year. You got to pay her extra for that, right? So we're going to go for movies. And we'll pop 2 movies in this contract. It'll be $16,000 for 2 movies. So we'll get her for 2. And then let's come back down here. So the hopeless romantic is going to be you. The angry boss. Again, I don't really want Sarah. So is there any woman that's actually played angry boss? I don't think so. Sidekick, detective. Well, femme fatale, not really. I'm not seeing angry boss in really any of these. Sidekicks, hopeless romantic, femme fatale. Okay, so I'm gonna grab you, and you'll be my angry boss for this movie. Harriet Rogers, 3.8, and your trait is what now? You are a misogynist. You don't think women are real people. Okay, you are a woman, and you're working with a woman, but apparently you don't respect women. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but all right, I get it, I guess. I don't get it, but we're gonna go with it. Ella. I think Ella's reached her peak. I'd like to maybe find someone that wants to work with me and is gonna improve things. We can let, yeah, I'd rather somebody improve, though. All right, you know what? I don't think it matters as much as I'm making it out to matter, right? So why don't we just see what kind of chaos Ella can get into? We'll hire her for 1 movie. She's not going to improve, so the prospects of giving her experience and stuff doesn't matter. So we'll hire her for a single movie. And that'll be it. So the angry boss is Ella Simpson. There we go. The bandit is going to be David, who is also a misogynist. Or Russell, who is libidinous and has a hard time keeping it in his pants. That's a great movie for him to be in, honestly. Just with these 2 women, definitely. Bandit. Does he have experience playing a bandit? Not entirely. You know what? We could see what kind of craziness comes with that, but I don't like it. I think that's inviting problems for no reason. When I could easily get somebody else that's better and also cheaper. Like Martin here. Martin's not going to cause any problems with women. Martin's just this boring guy with no traits at a 4.5 who is also incredibly cheap per movie. And you know what? Because he's a 4.5 and he has no problems, I'm going to hire him for 3. So I got Martin for 3 movies. Excellent. So let's get Martin in here. Good. You're not going to cause any problems for me. Stamped. Delivered. Okay, then. So let's play on. Anne Rose, public relations executive. She says that she just got a call from Ed Miller, a journalist for the Los Angeles Tribune. He says he fell in love with our first film and wants us to honor him. Sorry, he wants us to honor him with a tour of the studio. I'm not an idiot, of course. Miller doesn't write about movies. He's an investigative journalist. Recently, a cement plant in Santa Barbara was closed after one of his articles was published. And for the record, the cement they made there was excellent, one of the 10 best in the state. Now, I don't know what this asshole hopes to find out, but he likes to pluck colorful facts out of the air. Fortunately, he likes beautiful women even more. Let's choose a young actress this week, someone loyal and not too talkative. She can show Miller around the studio, drink champagne with him, charm him with her charisma. I bet we'll have him melting. Okay, so we need to now pick an actress to do this for us, okay? And she needs to be under 30 and have a loyalty above 50. So the only two that qualify are Jane Fisher and Ellis Simpson. They're both working on a movie right now, but I'm going to have them take some time and go ahead and do this. And we have to pay for that to happen. So it's going to be $15,000 for that. So off you go. Go give this journalist a tour for 15 grand. Okay. Now, during the filming of this movie, something happens. It could be usually it's a problem to solve. That's why it's red. In this case, Jane Fisher brought a cat on the set. The thing ran away, and now Jane Fisher is crying nonstop and can't focus on her role. So I can either say, hey, that's not my problem, but it will result in people's happiness going down, her performance will really lack, lower the quality of the film. Or I can say, hey, everyone, look for the cat. It'll delay the film by 10 days, but her loyalty will increase by 25. I would love it if her happiness would also increase from finding her cat, but that's not the case. So we'll go ahead and do that one. All right. Now, Ann Rose is following up with us about the reporter. Ellis Simpson was marvelous. By midday, Ed Miller was dead drunk and fell asleep in the main office bathroom. He had to force the door, carried his half-dead body home with to his wife. She was so grateful that she treated our guys to apple pie. Looks like we're in good standing with the Miller family. Excellent. So this film is paused because we're searching for a cat. So that's what's happening now with that film until we find the cat. An investigation published by the Los Angeles Tribune, journalist Ed Miller, delves into the connection between bootleggers and Hollywood. According to Miller, some film studios launder alcohol money through their cinema chains. The writer doesn't provide any hard facts and instead makes do with implications and circumstantial evidence. The only studio, in Miller's opinion, that is definitely not involved in such schemes is Pryor Media. This young and ambitious film company is clearly above such activities. Their goal, he writes, is to elevate American culture and earn money through honest work. We're going to gain 30 reputation for that. Reputation is incredibly important because even in the most depressing and cynical of times, reputation in Hollywood actually carries weight. Reputation problems can block access to loans, new technologies, and many other opportunities. Reputation also, at least in the demo, I don't know if it's still true, also affects the pricing that people are willing to take to work with you. So in other words, if you have a higher reputation in Hollywood, you're more well-known, you're more well-established, you can get better talent for less. And that's my understanding of it, which was part of the reason why the charity thing was so broken, because you could just give to charity, your reputation would shoot way up, and then it's just like, ta-da. But I don't think it's like that anymore. At least I hope it's not. I don't know that or not. I have no insider knowledge of that. I'm just saying out loud. Okay. Ann Rose. The influential French magazine, Le Regard d'Or, is holding a semi-secret party in Los Angeles at the end of the month. People say that they're preparing to break a big story about American cinema. Apparently, their editor-in-chief is fascinated by Hollywood. This would be a great chance for our studio to make a name for itself. But unfortunately, only A-listers are allowed to, are invited to the event. Maybe it'd be nice for us to have somebody like that. So it's basically recommending that I hire somebody who is a star. So that's what I need to do now. So that's what the game is going to recommend in here. These little star power things. That's what I need to do. So I need to find somebody that wants to work with my studio that has some star power. And we have a few. Roberto Jones is here. He's not super expensive, but pretty damn high. We have Bessie Cole. In general, yeah, I know. Again, historically accurate. In general, if we can find a famous woman, she will cost us way less than a famous man. So if I can find somebody who's got the fame trait, and it is not happening. Like some of these have it, but like they're they're already under another studio, so you have to find one that's available. So the cheapest famous woman is Bessie Cole. And the problem with that in general is that I'm going to hire them for this specific task, but then they also should be useful for a movie, right? And women are good, but the men are going to be more useful for movies in this era of filmmaking. So I'm looking for something I can maybe do with that too. And, honestly, Vivian, it's like, oh my gosh, she's so freaking cheap for 9.5. Why are you so cheap? Cleo is also cool. And she's available. If I'm hiring her for a movie, it's $466 per film, and she's a superstar. Holy moly. I didn't realize I'm still talking about a woman here, but she's cheap for that. All right. I think what I'll do is I think I will grab Roberto here. He's disciplined. Disciplined is great. Hot-tempered isn't, but disciplined is great. I think I'll grab Roberto and Cleo, because Roberto is a 6.1 and costs more than Cleo, who's like a 9. So that's how that works. So again, actors, I hire them for specifically just for movies. 80 grand for 2 movies. How much is it for 2 years? 147. Yeah, that's too much. All right. We'll get you for 2 movies. 80 grand. I need to get gifts. I need to get like other offerings instead of just money. And then, I think, she is a 6.3 and she's going to cost me 314 per film. She's costing me 466 per film, but she's an 8.6. And then again, wild, right? Cheaper yet still 331 per film and 9.5. So like, I feel like I want to just hire both of these ladies. Because when I make movies with women in them, which I plan to do often, these guys are really going to raise that up, and it won't cost me much overall. She's going to cost a lot, just as much as he did, right? Basically the same. They're basically charging me the same amount of money as the guy I just hired, but she is way higher ranking for the same money, right? So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go in. I'm going to grab her too, because I can. For that kind of star power, or for that kind of professionalism, the price is just really good. I'm going to go 2 movies with you as well. 57. Jesus. Okay, well, we have somebody with star power now, so I can back out of this. That task will be completed, and we will end up attending the party. And Roberto Jones, shone as brightly as the other stars. Maybe now our competitors will stop looking down on us. Maybe. Script department. We can now develop new story elements. Okay. With that being done, I'm going to slide over here to the freelance writers because I want that now. And I think I'll just go the full 100 days. And then we'll get rolling edits after that. Okay. The bag. How do we do? I think I wrote a pretty dang good script. Yep, I like it. Let's go ahead and get that started. Felix Hill, 5.6, 5.0. Now, what's the reason why it's so good? The script's ratings are higher than the writer's score because of how well the story elements fit together. Action adventure works well together. Tropical islands and treasure hunts. Adventures, right? Daring adventurers with treasure. Like all these things, they mesh, they work really well together. And so that makes the script better. And that's all on me, baby. That's my script. Let's start this project. We can do that because we have extra people we just hired. So cinematographer, I do have to hire another one of those. And I'm thinking I want, oh yeah, Philip. He likes on location. These guys like on location. He's so cheap though. God, he's so cheap. Like I should hire this guy. I'm going to hire you for time. You're so cheap, dude. I'm going to go time. 61K for 3 years. I can probably get 5 or 6 movies out of you in 3 years. Maybe. We'll see. I have you anyway. Okay, you're in here. Soundstage, I don't have one, but we can still shoot on location. So you see he likes on location shooting. So why don't we have you try on location for this film? It does take a little bit longer, but you do prefer it anyway, so that'll be fine. That means we don't need a soundstage. Continue. Filming technology, here we go. I'm gonna give you more crew as well because you're on location. I'm gonna give you more extras because you're on location. You got bigger, grander things, in front of the lens. So more people are available to you. I'm gonna put more money into it. Producer, you know it, buddy. Director, I don't have a director for this film. Let's get... You're pretty expensive. You're not. You're not expensive at all. Richard Gutierrez, I think. Gutierrez. Not sure how you say your name. I'm gonna hire you for 2 movies. And you're gonna come over and join my side for a little bit here. We'll see how well that works out. And a lot of times, if these guys like working with you, they'll be like, "Hey, I'm available again if you want to work with me again." They'll offer themselves up like that. These guys are not bad either. Disciplined, I like. Let's grab him too. We'll go 3 movies with you. Yep. Let's go 3 movies here. We'll hire you for 20K for 3 movies. So it just gives us more flexibility, different crew and stuff we can work with there. Okay. So for this director, we're gonna get you because you're like right where we need to be. Doesn't like women, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Adventure is out there for our daring adventurer, which I don't think you've played that role. Not recently. You have done adventure roles and action, though, so this is all in your wheelhouse anyway. So we'll put the star there. The sidekick is a woman, which is a little unfortunate considering he's a misogynist, but we'll figure it out. And I think I might put Cleo in here. She likes dramas, hopeless romantic. Maybe not the best fit for this role. You've done adventurer. You've done adventurer a little bit, right? You got action movies in your recent experience. Yeah, I mean, you're both disciplined. I have limited numbers of movies for you guys. I'm gonna put you in here though. And then for the rival, it looks like I'm spending money on this movie, so we're gonna make sure we go. The 4.7 is the most I can do. Wow, everybody's taken. Okay. Everybody's taken. We'll just do what we can. For the cost, I think I'm going to grab you for time. Okay. So you have a steady supply of actors now that we can pop into these movies. So that's going to be our rival, our sidekick, our adventurer looking for treasure. The bag. He's trying to find the bag. Go. Excellent. Okay. The week before Christmas is done. Pre-production is done anyway. And so the movie went up a little bit with pre-production. It's kind of a cheap movie. It's a whatever movie. And but we've done okay with it. Let's get production going on that. And we can add security to it, or we cannot. And I can wait and add security to the next film that has the star in it. I think I'll do that because I don't actually have any more security personnel. So this will be the time where we need it, right? But you'll see. You'll see. Let me go over real quick, check the staff. Do we have any cheap security at all? No. Employee center. 600. God, man. I'll wait. Let's just wait and see what happens there. Because I still have one of my security guys on that secret is the problem. They're still sitting on that secret. For 15 more days, we can see whether or not that thing goes down enough. It's going to take a little bit of time. Russell Martin. I love this. Have you heard of Wandering Malcolm? God knows what his real name is. Everyone just calls him Wandering Malcolm. For 4 years straight, he's been knocking on the door of every film studio he can find, script under his arm. He's an odd one. Sometimes real noisy. Even a little scary. Sometimes he calms down and gets all sad and sits smoking by the side of the road. He's refusing to submit his script for consideration or even share the synopsis. Says he's afraid someone will steal his brilliant ideas. He'll only agree to sell it for $1,000 cash, money in advance. This morning, he literally jumped on top of my car when I arrived at work. I even managed to get a look at the title page of the script, Rotten Fates, while the madman was scrambling around on my windshield. I was about to call security, but then I thought, oh, what the hell? Maybe today we'll take a risk. You can't write any worse than our regular studio parasites. Yeah, $1,000 is an excellent script for $1,000. Excellent script for $1,000. We're going to shelve this for now, though. It's not the right time for that one. Just not the right time yet. Operation unsuccessful. Oh, come on. So the chance to it is discovered has not gone down. Great. Ah, well, it went naturally down because so at the timeline it goes down. The operation for my security guards failed. So in other words, they hit the red on his. It didn't work. Or maybe it hit the yellow too. I'm not sure. It could have been the yellow. And the words were yellow, but then like a lot of the text is anyway. Either way, there's a ping for this guy and then there's a ping for that. And so this one naturally comes down over time. Okay. We have a problem. We have a problem. Martin Ostrow can't focus on his role because a fortune teller predicted his imminent death. And guess what? If we had a security guard, we would be able to go ahead and tell this fortune teller to take back what she said, and that would make him happy by upwards of, it would make him 100% happy. But instead, we're going to have to lower the quality of our film. It's already a low quality film. But if we had the security guard, we would have been able to solve that problem with a positive outcome for the film. Ugh. All right, it's fine. The bag is done, and it's raised the quality because of all the people we have working on it. The bag is going to make us some money. Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, we'll start production on that, too. And I definitely want a security guard on this. So I am going to temporarily back out of this. And I'm going to go over, and I'm going to pray. I do not have a good security guard. Damn. Okay, well, we're going to hire you then. Got to hire somebody. I want it on the set for this film. The bag. Put the security on set. Go. Okay, Lydia Globe. She says she's ready to shine. She feels empowered, inspired, creative. I'm not the same old Lydia Globe you used to know, always squeaking like a little gray mouse. Now I can roar like a lion. My old achievements are just a prologue, a backstory, a path to my shower of glory. Whatever you say, Lydia. She's a 3.0 now. Whatever you say. And she's still just as upset. Like, she's not even happy anymore. Okay, the bag. Right away, there's a problem. Manuel Alman was in an accident. He escaped with minor injuries, but he won't be able to work for some time. We've already filmed over half of the scenes with Emmanuel Alman. Really? You've already filmed half the scenes? You're this early in filming. Can't replace him. So there would be a lot of options if I had line producers, right? If I had flexible schedule upgrade with the line production office, I'd be able to work with that. If I had rolling edits, I'd be able to do something with that. It would lower the quality of the film, but they can keep going. I could get a body double. That's also in the line producers, right? So line producers are very, very useful. It's just like in the early days, do you need it yet? Right? And this time we're not going to lower the quality at all, but it's going to cost more. The film's going to cost more now because we're going to have to stop filming for 20 days while he recovers from that injury. All right. So give me a shoulder. We're done filming. We're at 5.1 and 4.0. And Alan. There it is. Okay. Everybody's got some experience. There we go. Jane Fisher's loyalty to our studio increased by 25. That helps. Happiness of the film crew and stuff helped it go up. We're going to send it to post. We've got 2 editors, of course. We're going to choose the most experienced one for this one. Same thing here. And choose medium quality, medium quality, medium quality. There we go. And send it to post-production. All right. Now, never mind. Hang on. Hold that thought. David Gutman has done something. 5 days of heavy drinking. He fell out of his 3rd floor apartment window straight onto the sidewalk. He walked away with only a few bruises, but apparently he spent some time crawling around to the amusement of passerbys. He was crying and calling for his mother. And as luck would have it, a Los Angeles Tribune reporter was passing by. So the next day, everyone was talking about David Gutman's wild behavior. Oh, good. Now you would think that would make things, you'd make him more popular, right? No press is bad press kind of thing. But in this era, well, it's that sinner. This is the era of prohibition, man. Guy's drunk outside his house. All right, Just Push the Button. I like that name of that film. Just Push the Button. We could run with that. It's a thriller comedy. What a twist. I'm going to shelve that for now. A thriller comedy that's interesting. Now, we can also do things, now that we have this, right? Our writers can look for other story elements. We can have them research new story elements. If I have a lot of scripts at my disposal, which right now I have 2. It's not a lot. I'd probably want one more. But right now I have 2 scripts, and I actually, realistically, I only have 1 because I'm not going to do Rotten Fates yet. So, I mean, I guess I could do Rotten Fates because I do have 9.5s. I have actually a really good crew. I didn't anticipate that. But yeah, I guess I could probably do Rotten Fates at some point here. I'd like to get level 2 sound stages before I do that, though. In any case, what I can do is have these writers, they can search for new story elements. Depending on their skill and stuff, they have a chance to do it. So research period is 93 days. There's a 39% chance of finding one for me. This guy here has a 30% chance with 106 days. So I'm going to have him writing scripts instead. You have a 22% in 92 days. I'm going to have you writing scripts instead. Your chances are probably abysmal too. Yeah. Okay. So tell you what, why don't we have you go ahead and research it in 106. You two can be writing scripts. You're an adventure writer. So why don't we give you, I don't really have an adventure. It doesn't matter necessarily. You might still be able to write something that is within your niche, but I'm not going to do historical, detective. Okay, tell you what, let's have you write this action movie, and we'll have this detective Wild West working man. You can write that one, Richard. See how you like that. Always be writing something. Always have something going on in every stage of production. All right, post-production results for Give Me a Shoulder. It's going to drop it a little bit. That's going to happen. Our people aren't great. Quality of our stuff isn't great. But we're getting better. We're all improving. Let's see. How about... no, this one's fine. Okay. Now we're going for distribution on Give Me a Shoulder. So what we want to do is position this where it's going to be an optimal release. We have holidays to look at. So I'm going to have it open on Thanksgiving weekend. Okay. Now, I want to take a look at the details about the movie because it's a comedy, adventure, action, modern American city. We can see like the kinds of stuff we did for this, our budget, etc. Who do we want to market to, right? Is the idea. So first we're going to print the films. The cheapest printing takes 6 weeks. That lines up directly with when I want to do it anyway. Then we can choose how we're going to release. So we own theaters, but we can only have up to 3,185. So 3,185 screenings is available per week in our theaters. And we're going to have our theaters show nothing but this movie the whole time. Okay. So that gives us 3,186, I guess. It says 5, but it says 6 here. It's fine. That gives us, oh, this is a 1. I don't want that to be a 1. There we go. Anyway, it gives us this many screenings. And it's going to cost us nothing because there are theaters. However, you see the popcorn? It's a 4.8. This movie can handle more viewers. It's going to appeal to more people than 3,185. So we're going to want to rent space. And that's going to start costing us money. We're going to rent space up to around, let's say 5, we'll go 5,000 for this to make sure we have the capacity for the first week. And then we're going to want that to come down from there. So we're going to say maybe like 4,600 for this one. And then let's put this one here at, let's say 3,700 on the screenings here. And then the last week, we'll just not have any extra screenings. And so we'll start big, 5,000 of them, and then we'll have less as we go, and attempting to hopefully have as close to 100% full in the theater as possible every single week without like capping ourselves, right? The idea is to try to get 99 every single week, right? So that's what we're going to try to work on. We'll go ahead and hit apply. Next, advertising. We want to start about a month before the movie comes out. And if we know we're going to do well, and I'm suspecting this will do well, we can actually advertise it even later in. So I'm going to go even 3 weeks after the movie too. Now remember, we have prepaid advertising campaigns. Okay? So in this case, I'm actually going to, because we're prepaid, I'm going to go like this. Because why not? Yeah, might as well do the whole thing. We have prepaid advertising campaigns. Choose what we're targeting this for. Is it a movie the whole family can enjoy, right? I think so. It's got some comedy in there. It doesn't have a whole lot of romance. I think the whole family could probably enjoy it. Maybe it's for boys and men. I don't know. Let's take a look at it one more time. Modern American City, cop, tribal chief, sidekick. You know, they're doing their thing. Maybe I don't know exactly how the movie really stacks, but Modern American City, I think probably boys and men. Maybe it's not just for adults, but I don't know if we're really catering it directly to families for this time. So I think maybe we'll direct this for just boys and men here, and we'll see what that goes. All right, so this is, again, prepaid. We don't have to pay for the advertising here. It's already been paid for us. Go. So that goes off to the print, to distribution, and in 42 days, that will release. Now, what we're going to do is we have two films that are being produced right now, right? We've got The Week Before Christmas. That's a 2.6. Then we got The Bag, which is currently a 6.0. Now, this one's going to come out first. Our free advertising works by basically the next movie that we release and want to advertise. What I want to do is spend the advertising dollars that have already been paid for on the more popular movie. Then I can go cheaper on advertising or not advertise at all for the less popular movie, right? So I'm going to want to essentially hold the release of this movie until after The Bag. Or I can release this movie, but not advertise it, and then advertise, The Bag after that. We took the family to see your latest movie last night. This is Fred Carpenter, the mayor of Los Angeles. Took the family to see the movie, and you got to tell you, it was a lovely evening. I can't remember the last time my wife and daughter laughed so much. It was like going to the amusement park, but it only took 2 hours instead of 6. Of course, that's every man's number one job, right? Keep the women and children happy, wouldn't you say? My daughter sure thinks so. She never stops reminding me, Dad, you promised to make me happy, and I'll only be happy if I can become an actress. I swear, she's been talking up since she was 8. She's been talking about it since she was 8, and she's already 19. I used to say I don't have those kind of connections, but hey, now I'm the mayor. I can't brush her off so easily. And what kind of mayor would I be anyway if I can't make my own Wendy happy? Anyway, I'm asking you to put her in one of your movies. She's a clever girl, just like her pop. You just tell her where you want her to stand and what you want her to say or whatever. It's whatever it is you guys do, okay? She'll handle everything beautifully. Just make sure to keep it decent, okay? Nothing dirty, right? I don't have anything against it. Business is business, but this is just my little princess, All right, I will give her a role. Now, I can give her a role alongside a top actor within 1 year. That will get more influence with him later, and we'll look at that. Or I can just say I can guarantee that she'll be in a movie within the next 2 years. I don't know how things are going to stack and work within getting movies and stuff, so I think I'll go ahead and promise the top result here. I don't want to sandbag myself by making sure that she's in a movie that's like, the top actor with like lots of money behind it. I understand that. If there was any business that gave you a sure thing, it wouldn't need to be mayor. Okay. So we have a new actress in the studio. Her name is Wendy Carpenter. Thanks to her influential father, Wendy Carpenter is one step closer to her acting dreams, but it's best to shield her from the real Hollywood. We wouldn't want to break the poor girl's heart. Okay, so we have 730 days left to put Wendy Carpenter in a movie. That's a lot of time. We got time. We want to absolutely make sure we do that, though, because pissing off the mayor is a very bad thing. You don't want to do that. All right, so Roberto Jones, he used to be a fireman. So he easily kicks the door down during the fight scene. It doesn't look spectacular enough. So we can either say whatever, and the film's artistic appeal will go down. We can cut the scene, but that will ruin the commercial appeal of the film. We don't want to do that. Or we can order a stronger door. If we do that, it costs us just $300, and filming will be 50% slower for 2 days. But what will actually happen, because it's the same result that happens every single time, I'm going to do it anyway, just to show you. We're already way behind schedule anyway, man. This film is so behind schedule. Oh, no. Why are we so behind schedule already? I'm going to order the stronger door. What ends up happening... This is actually going to take an extra 10 days. It just is what it is. The armored door is too strong, and Roberto Jones injured his knee while filming the fight scene. Now we have to stop filming for 10 days. So the bag's getting paused. And now here's Arthur Gernstein. Hello, Arthur. I see you got the hang of this business real quick. Well, don't worry, kid. I don't bite. Of course, you know, unless, of course, you count that time we're filming The Hungry Vulture. But first of all, anyway, he's going to talk my ear off about all these things that he's done in the past. But anyway, why are we talking about him? Let's talk about me, right? Or at least like, vice versa, because I'm talking on myself now. It doesn't, regardless. The new king of the movie jungle, a lion, a shark. It's just about time for me to retire, don't you think? I can't compete with the stallions like you. So how do you like the industry, kid? Anybody giving you any trouble? If you have a problem with anyone, don't be shy. Come talk to me. Uncle Arthur can sort everything out. You got me? Yeah, this is this passive-aggressive threats is what I think it is. I'm gonna go, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Charlie says, hey, have you ever met Arthur Gernstein in person? Only a few actors and directors have ever heard his voice, even the ones working for his studio. He runs Gernstein Brothers through deputies and assistants. They say he's like an emperor who never leaves his chambers. But last night, by surprise, he suddenly called me, personally, and he offered me a contract to sign. As you can imagine, he said all kinds of nasty things about our studio. The most polite words he used were garbage dump. I don't want to leave. I like it here. His 35 loyalty. But I'd like to get a small reward for my loyalty. If we can't come to an agreement, I'm ready to forfeit $65,000 for the early termination of my contract. Okay. So I'm the greedy type. Great. Offer from the Gernstein brothers is $200. Now, this character has some dirt on him. Got some blackmail, okay? The studio's previous owners had blackmail material on this actor. You can use blackmail material if someone refuses to work with you or asks for too much. If you want blackmail material on anyone else, you'll have to dig it up yourself. So in this case, he wants 200 weight, 200 economic units, whatever, money, to do this. Or I can use the fact that he had sex with a 15-year-old girl at some point. It doesn't actually say girl. It just says 15-year-old. And I can use that, and that's worth $350. So I can literally just be like, hey, well, I know this about you. And if you don't want that to be public, then you'll work with me. I could do that. Or I could pay him $20K and save this and use it later on something that might be worth more. So in this case, this 200 units here, I could get I'd basically be forfeiting 150 units of value, right? So there might be something else later that I can get him to do and use this for. So I'm going to pay the 20K instead. And I'm going to save this for later. Okay. Unsuccessful again. Man, you are not a very good security agent, you know? Not doing a very good job over there. And have it naturally go down later. The share prices of Vien Pascal, a whole bunch of other companies, have fallen by 30% at the end of the trading day at the New York Stock Exchange. In a single day, panicked investors sold 13 million securities. Financial analysts predict the collapse of the American economy. That's hitting close to home.